They ignored the fact that Caitlin Clark brought chartered flights to the WNBA. They ignored the skyrocketing ratings that followed her presence. Instead of embracing the attention she attracted, many resented it. Players argued they had been working hard and making moves long before Clark arrived, yet only now was the spotlight shining so brightly, on a young white player no less. That resentment, while understandable, isn't about Clark as a person. It's about what she represents. Still, the message remains: grow up. Just as the WNBA seemed poised to capitalize on Clark's rising star and finally ride a rocket ship toward national relevance and revenue, the momentum hit a wall. Clark, the league's one-woman ratings machine, landed on the injury list with a quad strain. The Indiana Fever announced she'd be out for at least 2 weeks after reporting pain in her leg, following a loss to the New York Liberty. The reaction was immediate. Fans panicked, talk shows erupted, and Stephen A. Smith, known for his passionate takes, was in full outrage mode, calling out the league, Commissioner Kathy Engelbert, and especially Angel Reese, who seems to believe fans tune in just as much for her. Clark, last season's Rookie of the Year and an all-WNBA first-teamer, was already averaging 19 points and a league-leading 9.3 assists in just 4 games this season. But for Stephen A., the stats aren't the story. What matters is the tweet he received asking the real question: can the WNBA stay afloat without Clark? The harsh truth is that Clark didn't just bring her game. She transformed women's basketball into must-see TV. Her absence leaves a gaping hole that the WNBA is now scrambling to fill. League officials and players may be whispering that everything is fine, but Clark in street clothes equals ratings in free fall. The leading light of the WNBA has gone dim, and the timing couldn't be worse. Stephen A. went nuclear. While the league issued polite shrugs, he came in swinging, torching every bad take and missed opportunity. And he's not wrong. Clark drove up merchandise sales. Fanatics reported a 100% increase in WNBA-specific merchandise. Indiana led the league in attendance both at home and on the road, averaging over 17,000 fans at home and 15,000 on the road. 4 teams even moved home games to larger venues just for the chance to host Clark and the Fever. That's not coincidental. It's directly tied to Clark. The data is stark. Games featuring Clark averaged 1.178 million viewers. Without her, just 394,000. That's not a drop, it's a collapse. Angel Reese can wonder why Clark gets more airtime, but maybe it's because Clark makes people care about women's basketball on a national scale. Stephen A. wants to know, if ratings nosedive while she's out, will the league finally admit she's the golden goose? This isn't just about a gifted player missing time. It's a referendum on how the WNBA has handled a generational star. Clark elevated everything: ticket sales, viewership, and media attention. And yet some players, like Cheryl Swoops and Angel Reese, have thrown shade instead of support. Commissioner Engelbert offered lukewarm marketing efforts that made it seem like the league was afraid to admit Clark was a game-changer. Clark's historic debut against the Chicago Sky drew 2.7 million viewers, the most ever for a WNBA game on ESPN. She didn't just bring eyeballs, she brought legitimacy. And how did the league respond? With vague statements and missed opportunities. Stephen A. argues the WNBA should have been riding this wave from day one. Instead, they treated their lottery ticket like loose change. Clark wasn't just a good player, she was revolutionizing the league. Her presence led to 6 different league TV partners setting viewership records, all in games involving Indiana. But rather than rallying around her, the WNBA seemed reluctant to admit the obvious. The result? A ticking time bomb. And now, it's gone off. With Clark sidelined, games are being moved to larger venues, but ticket prices are halved and seats go unsold. Why? Because people weren't showing up for the Fever. They were showing up for Caitlin Clark. She was the draw, the headline, the brand. And now, with her sidelined, the WNBA is seeing just how fragile their growth really is. What infuriates Stephen A. the most is that this was preventable. Clark has taken a beating this season. Hard fouls, elbows, flagrant shots, and the league did nothing. No protection, no consequences for those targeting her. This isn't just about a star getting hurt. It's about a league failing to safeguard its biggest asset. Even in a loss, Clark drew over 2 million viewers on CBS, second highest ever on that network for a WNBA game. Without her, marketing execs are now left selling ad space on the promise of potential, not proven draw. Sponsors are backing off. Fans are walking away. and social media is flooded with pledges to boycott games until Clark returns. Stephen A. isn't just venting, he's documenting a slow-motion collapse. Clark came into the league with no break after college, still finished fourth in MVP voting, was a lock for Rookie of the Year, and did more for the WNBA's visibility in one season than some players do in a decade. Yet jealousy and poor leadership kept the league from embracing her fully. In the end, this is about vision. Clark was the bridge between the WNBA's struggling past and its explosive potential, and now that bridge is temporarily closed for repairs. Whether the league learns from this moment will determine if the WNBA rises or falls on the other side. Because the numbers don't lie. Caitlin Clark isn't just a player. She's the WNBA's entire gravitational pull, and without her, they're drifting.